Hey everybody, Joe Diano here, aka Twisted Gemini, and welcome to Twisted Gemini TV. Subject of this video this time around is TNA, Total Nonstop Action, more specifically Decay, the current TNA Tag Team Champions, Crazy Steve, the Monster Abyss, and Rosemary. Now, obviously, Abyss is a TNA original. He's been with the company for a long time now. Crazy Steve came in as part of the menagerie with Knox and Rebel. And Rosemary, she's a veteran herself, aka Courtney Rush from Canada. And I feel like, firstly, let me just say I think Rosemary has been the best thing for Crazy Steve and Abyss since they became a tag team. So basically the two best things for them is becoming a tag team and Rosemary. Now, I do believe Crazy Steve and Rosemary have known each other for a long time from Canada. I believe Steve's Canadian. And for me, I'm a Decay fan. As you can see, hold on, let me move this back a little bit. As you guys can see, I'm a Decay fan. This is, it's called Blood Rose off of ProWrestlingTees.com. Look them up on Twitter, look them up at their website. They've got great shirts. They're the official t-shirt maker of Impact Wrestling, and they make for other promotions too. I think, Rosemary is just the most awesome thing that's hit wrestling in a while. Even though, like I said, she's a veteran. She's Canadian. She's primarily been up north in Canada wrestling. But she's, in my opinion, the best thing that's hit TNA in a long time. I think when it comes to Decay, aka the Death Dealers, Abyss, the Monster, Rosemary, the Demon Assassin. The reason why, in my opinion, Decay appeals to so many fans, aka the Hive. The Hive, and let me just backtrack for a second here. The Hive is what fans of Decay we've labeled ourselves. Rosemary said at one time in a Twitter tweet talking about Hive and Hive Mind, and I and a couple other people had ran with it. I had said I felt like the fans of Decay should be called the Hive Mind. A lot of people ran with it. Rosemary herself, I believe, shortened it down to just the Hive, period. So basically, if you want to support Abyss, Crazy Steve, and Rosemary, you're part of the Hive. And go to, like I said, ProWrestlingTees.com and get one of these shirts. There's several to choose from. This one is my personal favorite. Although I probably will be getting more merchandise down the road sometime. But yeah, anyways, the reason why I think Decay appeals to so many people, why they have so many fans, aka the Hive, is because they're different. They're different. They're not the bodybuilder type. Abyss, yeah, sure, he's 6'8". He's a monster. They call him the Monster Abyss for a long time now, but he's not the prototypical wrestler. Crazy Steve, he's on the smaller side. He's an X Division star. Rosemary, she's one of not that many women. I believe there's only been three total. I could be wrong. That she paints her face, comes down to the ring, and does what she does. And for me, different is good. They show that you don't have to look a certain way to exist. You don't have to talk a certain way to exist. You can be who you are, and it's okay. It's okay to be you. Now, this is just my opinion. This isn't something that the members of Decay have come out and said, hopefully they will in the future, but if not, I know it in here and in here that it's okay to be different. I mean, I'm different. I mean, you can see the beard. I've got some grays. I'm not the typical person. I don't believe in doing things everybody's way. I do things my way. I talk the way I want to. I dress the way I want to. I don't care about public opinion. For me, if you're not in my immediate family, I don't care what you think. And I ain't gonna apologize for that either. Normally I'd say sorry, but I'm not going to now because I'm not. For me, like I said, that is the vibe, I guess you could say, that I get from Decay, that it's okay to be different. You could succeed being who you are. While being who you are, you could succeed, rather. You don't have to mold yourself into what other people look like, what other people want because of what they think, so on and so forth. And that's why, like I said, I'm a Rosemary fan. I'm a Decay fan. I mean, I've been watching Abyss for a long time. I've been watching TNA since the NWA days up until today. And yeah, there's a lot of, behind the scenes stuff going on, but to me, that's none of anybody's business. That's Dixie Carter, that's her family, that's their concern. Our concern as wrestling fans should be the action we see in the ring, nothing else. And so yeah, that's my opinion on Decay. They make it okay to be different. They're proof that different is okay. You don't have to mold into what somebody else is or to what you see around you to fit in. If you don't fit in, tough. You fit in your world. You don't have to fit in somebody else's. And if you do decide that you want to change up because you want to, not just to fit in, because you want to change. And I tip my hat to Dixie Carter and her creative team, and to TNA, and more specifically and most importantly to Rosemary, Crazy Steve, Abyss, not just to the characters that we see on TV, but to the people that are behind the face paint, behind all the gear and the promos and stuff, to the human beings that are, like I said, behind the gimmicks of Rosemary, Crazy Steve, and Abyss. They're some of the best talent I've ever seen, and I'm 39 years old. I'm not gonna lie to you folks. I've been watching wrestling a number of years, and they're some of the best people I've seen on TV, character-wise, and in my opinion, human being-wise. Because if they weren't great human beings, they wouldn't be great characters, and they wouldn't have people looking up to them. Matter of fact, there was a video on YouTube. Look it up. I believe the title is Meeting Rosemary and Crazy Steve, and it's from a girl named Kelsey. Sorry if I got the name wrong. And she showed a lot of emotion in meeting Rosemary and Crazy Steve after a TNA show. She got choked up. She started crying, I believe. Rosemary and Steve embraced her, which to me shows, how important these people are to wrestling fans, to those outsiders that, like I said, don't fit in, that don't fit in with the popular kids or the jocks or whatever. To those kids that are, and not even just kids, but to those people that are, like I said, different, that don't fit molds, that don't want to fit molds. So once again, I tip my hat to TNA for these characters, Rosemary, Crazy Steve, and Abyss, and I take my hat off and I tip my hat, like I said, to the people behind the characters, because they make it worth watching. Well, that's all the time for this video. I'm Joe Diano. This is Twisted Gemini TV. As always, wherever you are in the world, be happy, be safe. Until next time, this is Twisted Gemini TV signing off.